Good morning, welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. My name is Joseph. Today we're going to look at an interesting session by Lewis Jackson, and he gives 8 coins that he reckons is going to at least 10 or 20x. I think the highest one is 116x. He's got a coin that's going to 70x. He's got a coin that's going to 83x. So he reckons you buy these 8 coins and then you just wait until some of those coins go at least 20x or 50x, and then you sell the whole lot. And if at least 3 of them went up that much, then you're going to make a huge amount of money. Now, before we get into his video, I want to ask Dion a question. Dion, what coin do you think is going to 10x if you just have to think of a coin that you really love and think there's growth potential?
Hi Joseph, just sharing my screen here. So we had a look at our earlier show at Mana, and I love this coin. I think for sure that this is so just from where we are at the moment, it's 850 odd % just to the previous high, and I foresee it going way higher than 5%. So I think target is $10, even $15, $20, lots of people say. So it's an insane project. It's the future, and for sure this is one that I would get into.
Yeah, so Dion, can you draw for me the Fibonacci on that chart of yours, and then measure for me from the low up to the 31.8 level above the high? Yeah, so because what Lewis actually says, he says a coin will always go at least to the 31.8 level above the high in each next bull run cycle. That should be your target every time.
Yeah, so this was this is the 27. This is the 27. So the 31 would be around about $8 then. It would be around about $8.
Okay, so how much percentage is that then from the low?
From the low, it would be 1,200% roughly.
So that's, what's that, Dwarf XI?
Yes.
So that's kind of how Lewis do this calculation. Now, he obviously went through the coins that he liked, and he said he's not going to look at coins that doesn't at least have a 20x potential, and that's how he compiled this list. It's a really interesting list. So just to quickly run over, so the IOTA coin, he reckons that 70x potential. The one that we did the other day, HBAR, he reckons 26x potential. Algo 23x potential, and he really likes XLM, Stellar, and he reckons there's 27% potential on XLM. So XLM, if you look through it, is very similar to XRP. But over a long period of time, it actually did a lot better than XRP. I tried to DCA XLM, but it's too slow there's not enough volatility in it, but it does make very long, steady runs. So that is an excellent coin. So let's jump in, and I want to encourage, get a paper and a pen and make a list of these coins. And even if you just buy a small bag of each one of this, you're not going to be disappointed once the market starts running up.
If you buy all 8 of these and distribute evenly across all of them, 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of them is going to absolutely explode. The other 7 or 8 of them will die. And this is the risk you take when you go into cryptocurrency. So of course, I'm not saying dump all of your money into these coins. I'm saying if you use a small percentage of your portfolio and spread your bets across these coins, the price potential of these coins considerably outweighs the need for you to put more money into them at this point. Do you get me?
The first one is IOTA. IOTA is one of those coins that when you look at it on the all-time scale, we had a massive peak in the last cycle. It had the same, like just the rest of the market, the same type of movements where it went up, breached outside of the 0.236, came back into the 0.236 like the rest of the market, and has stayed down since then. I'm not going to go into tons of details about these projects. It would take me so long to go through them all. This is 8 tokens. If I was going to go into detail, that'd be a massive video. I'm not really going to do that. I'm just going to deliver you these and hope that you go out and do your own research. This list of 8 tokens are ones I'm going to be adding to if I don't have them already. So I'm taking my research into my responsibility and my investments according to my research, and I think you should do the same. You can just get all the information you want on CoinMarketCap about IOTA. Looking at the price prediction for IOTA, we use the Fibonacci extension tool like I will do with all of these coins that I'm able to. The 3.2 line is up here at $17.99, meaning from today's price, that's a massive 70x, 68x on your money. This is one that you just hold a really small bag with and just wait on it. It's the same for all these coins. The upside to these tokens upon adoption is absolutely insane. So allocate a small portion and that will grow into a significantly larger portion should these targets get met. And remember, not all of these will hit, but if 1 or 2 or 3 out of this 8 hit, you're in the money. All the losses that you made from investing the small amount in the other coins don't really matter because the gains were so incredible. The next one is Casper, and I've talked about Casper a lot. I have invested in Casper. I'm staking my Casper, or I've delegated my Casper on cspr.live where I can get a yield. I get about a 10% a year yield. Placing a Fibonacci on this one is probably the wildest thing you'll ever see. But if we've seen the peak and we've seen the bottom very recently, the 3.2 line there is at $130. From today's price, I mean, that's almost 500,000% growth to the 3.2. This is one that I've got the most hope held in. Even if we use the Fibonacci on this peak that happened kind of on the first kind of few weeks of Casper, taking us up to $22. I mean, with the allocation that I've got, very small amount. I mean, I'm talking very, very small amount. Could retire me on its own, right? So this is what we're waiting for these tokens, and Casper is the second one. The next one is XLM. And this one goes very much hand in hand with XRP, just in terms of price movement. And actually, you might be surprised to know that the only difference between XRP and XLM, apart from the fact that the projects are different, I'm talking about in terms of price movement, is that XLM actually outperforms XRP. XRP outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so XLM is actually arguably a better investment. My targets for XLM are as follows. We take the peak of the last cycle down to the bottom of the market. The 3.2 comes in at $2.88. And from today's price, that is a very tasty 2,754% growth. Lovely, absolutely lovely. This is one that I'd be leaning on the side of pulling off for you. But of course, the percentages are lower on this one. It swings and roundabouts, but that's why you spread your bets across all 8 of these coins, and then hopefully lots of them pop off and we'll all be retired very easily with very small bags. The next one is HBAR. HBAR, again, massive amount of fans on HBAR. The community on HBAR is wild. It's because it's a whole new system. It's a whole different way of doing even blockchain. It's like it's a completely different thing. It's a hash graph. It's really cool. I would really suggest if you're gonna research all of these lightly, research HBAR and Casper more. That's what I would do if I were you. I mean, you can see on the right here, like this person on CoinMarketCap is saying the answer to the energy crisis, because it's very energy efficient, HBAR as well, which is one thing that it has going for it. So let's get into the chart and have a look to see what HBAR can offer. If this was in fact the peak, and we drop down, HBAR's 3.2 line. Remember, I'm not even talking about the top of the fibs, which they very well could reach. I'm talking about my exit point at the 3.2, which is $1.68. And from today's price, that is a lovely 26x on your money. So HBAR is one of those. Again, I would lean on the side of being one of the more probable successes out of this list. But you know, any of them could go, and it's worth being in all of them. The next one is Algo, or Algorand. Algorand is one that had a massive pump. It actually had a new all-time high on this cycle already, which should counter out of all the tokens that I'm actively investing based on my rules. But the use case for Algorand and the knowledge that we have seen the craziness that it can actually do. I mean, the growth that we saw for Algorand from these low areas right to the top there, I mean, that was 22x. It's already done this cycle. So it makes sense to draw the Fibonacci using this as the peak that we saw in 2021 and the bottom that we're at basically now, drawing out the 3.2 line at $7.43, meaning that from today's price all the way up to there is another tidy 23x. I'm going to break down, like mathematically, I'm going to break down why this is a good strategy to spread across 8, and it might make a bit more sense in terms of like understanding the loss of 7 coins going to 0, which they probably won't, but they could, and only 3 working, how that significantly outweighs the downside or the losses initially. So Algorand's another one of those. Look, I mean, we're way in the depths of everything right here. These are the times to buy. I don't know how else to say it. So let's get into the ones that are a bit more obscure, the ones that you might not know about. This is the juicy part, right? XDC is the first one. It seems to be the use case, and certainly watching a lot of other YouTubers talking about XDC, the ones who really, really know it. You know, it seems like there is a gap in the market that XDC fills perfectly. So that's why it's going on the list. But let's have a look at the price prediction. And for this one, you know, Fibonacci's are just not going to cut it. You can use market cap, you can use all other types of metrics to figure out the price targets for it. But what I've been hearing from people more in the know is that a $10 XDC could make sense. Like, this isn't an outrageous number. If I relate it back to kind of Bitcoin, for example, the idea of thinking about $100,000 Bitcoin is, I mean, a long way from where we are now, but you can see it. You know, you can see that happening. You can see it happening sooner rather than later, if you know what I mean. That's what the $10 mark seems to be for XDC. And from today's price to then, that's 160x to there. So these are some wild ones. Again, please do your own research. Only allocate small portions of your portfolio. Really don't go heavy into these. You don't need to go heavy, as I'll show you later on. The next one is API 3. Have you heard of this one? Again, this is another smart contracts platform that has an absolutely monstrous growth potential of 17x on your money, just to the 3.2, the top of the fibs coming in at 21x your money. And this is purely using Fibonacci extensions. This is the type of coin, if it gets rolled out and used like you would hope it would, this is the kind of coin that does a super cycle. And when I say super cycle, I mean I put the 0.236 line on the top of the previous peak, bringing the 3.2 up to $123, right? Right, ready? And that takes the 3.2 up to a 70x. Again, small bags in these tokens, spread your bets. 1, 2, or 3 of them might pop, and just, you basically only need 1 to pop at this stage and that will go absolutely crazy. And the final coin that we're going to talk about that I will be adding to my bags is Moonbeam, or GLMR. Moonbeam, by all intents and purposes, looks dead, but it is not dead. This is a project built on Polkadot and is actually classed as a Polkadot parachain. Parachains are going to be absolutely massive when real crypto adoption, blockchain adoption comes into play. And what's really unique about this is that the chart looks so terrible. It looks so terrible. Moonbeam came out this year, so since the beginning of this year, if you look at any token, good or bad, it's just all gone down, right? So you can't judge Moonbeam by how the chart looks, because it looks exactly like any other coin starting from the 11th of January 2022. But when parachains pop off, Moonbeam's going to be one of those that pops off as well. And it's very difficult to have price predictions for Moonbeam, because you could quite easily say, oh, I'll take this one, take it down to the bottom, the 3.2 comes in at $48. That's a massive increase from today's price to then, you know, that's an 83x on your money. Oh my goodness. And that's just to the 3.2 all the way up to the top, you know, that's 100x on your money all the way up to the top there. Funnily enough, that is $63 to the top of the Fibonacci extension. But many YouTubers that I've seen out there, people who are more in the know about me, about parachains, about Moonbeam, are looking at this as a $100 token. $100 from where we are today would take us up into the region of 170x. Again, this is all a reasons why you should just put small bags across these 8 coins and hope that 1 or 2 or 3 pop off.
Thank you guys. I think this was excellent information. You know, go back to your portfolio, update your list, put some of these coins in here that you like. Also look at which of those coins are on your exchange. You know, they got this coin API number 3, they got GLMR, XDC, and I saw it's not on all the exchanges, so you're gonna have to pick and choose and see. He's also got this coin Casper that he reckons is gonna be going 50x. Dion, have you ever heard of the coin Casper?
Yeah, I've heard there were lots of memes about that coin as well when it launched. So I remember that. I've heard of it, but I thought it was just a joke. But it obviously looks like a good project, yes. CSPR, and he really believes in the Casper coin. It's got good fundamentals, and he reckons that coin is going to 50x.
So yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you guys. We're gonna be back again. I really want us to look at this video of Steve from Crypto Crew, and he says that in May, let me just get the information here. He reckons in May 2025, Bitcoin is gonna hit a top of $90,000 on Bitcoin, and we're gonna see a 460% gain on Bitcoin, and a lot of people predicting $250,000 for Bitcoin, $500,000 for Bitcoin. He reckons $90,000. So it's probably not as exciting as some people want it to be, but there's plenty of coins that's gonna go far. But he reckons 4x for Bitcoin right now in the next bull run. So see you in this next video. Dion, thank you. See you next time.
See you later. Cheers.